In the beginning, there was sound. What did it sound like? Like two young boys trying to write songs. Awkward lyrics, an untrained high-pitched voice over a badly tuned acoustic guitar. The older boy, Joel, borrowed recording equipment from school and adopted his dad's guitar. And Pelly, the singer, tried to get his brother to write lyrics cool enough to use in their simple songs. As a consequence of this severe lack of lyrics, they wrote 3 different versions of their early song, Stab Me.
Kill me, baby, it's really short. Stab me. Kill me, baby.
1996 and 97 was like a playground for the eager boys, trying out different genres and styles and recording equipment, like the Fostex 4-track or the Sony reel-to-reel stereo tape recorder. This song is about the peaceful inhabitants of a country far away across the great Atlantic Ocean.
Jamaican people is so very nice people. They live on the beaches in the paradise.
A people of which the boys obviously knew nothing about. And this one is about a gun, just a generic pistol of some sort.
I need a gun, I need a gun, I need a gun. Got me a gun, got me a gun, me a gun. I'm dead of you, I'm dead of you, dead of you. I see your eyes, I see your eyes, see your eyes.
Early on in '98, they started recording on Joel's iMac, and one of the songs they were really proud of at the time was the gentle banger, Difficult to Tell. The boys did a photo shoot with their close friend Gabrielle at a local dump site, even trying out some locations for a music video on VHS.
Nu batteriet så gubbar. Oj. Jävligt nervig.
But the video was never finished. Joel graduated high school with awesome grades in drumming and headbanging, and by the fall of '98, they continued writing new songs like Happy End.
Seems like you never tried, you just run away and hide.
Stuck in My Chest.
I've been clearing this out, but I forgot about the rain.
And Rain.
When I get back, see the rain.
1999 was a year of further recordings, now on a more sophisticated level. Joel's childhood friend, Busman, owned an ADAT, a form of digital audio tape that could offer the boys a more crisp sound. They borrowed it, and by October the same year, they had 4 new songs. Moments I Treasure, LP, Thoughtful Lesson, and One Way Track.
Sit with me in silence for an hour, I will drive you in the dark.
At this point, Joel was working, handing out newspapers in his white Volvo, and Pelly was on his final year in high school. On the first year of the new century, they decided it was time to set a new goal: to record their first full-length album. Difficult to Tell was rewritten, re-recorded, and renamed Safer Not to Try.
Wish I dared to fly.
And new songs like The Drivers Are Dead,
Drive to death.
and Escape Her Eyes came to life.
Go home.
The third floor of Daddle Grand 24 was now, more or less, a studio, with lots of new instruments and equipment. And they named it Indie Attic. By the end of 2001, they got their hands on some noob CD printing gear and rigged up at Pele's house. They finished up the album cover art and commenced printing a small stock of about 50 CDs. Almost 2 years in the making, their debut album was finally released around New Year's. They named it Dottlegrand. 10 songs. Well, more like 9.5, since one of the songs was an old one played backwards. 9.5 songs under the name Post Office.
Vad säger då? Håll upp för... jaså.
Kolla här då. Rykande färsk.
The next couple of years would come to be the most intense for the duo. As soon as their first album was out, they started writing new songs and recorded their ideas on a regular cassette recorder at Pele's house. They started out a bit confused about their musical direction and frustrated with some sort of writer's block. The new songs were a bit hard to deliver. However, they had 3 new songs by the summer of 2002. And by winter and early spring of 2003, they had recorded a few more. It was around this time Joel moved to his first owned apartment in Jacobsburg, and Pele moved in with his friend Molly nearby. At the same time, the boys were offered studio time at the SAE Institute in Solna. A mutual friend of theirs, Hasse, studied there for about a year, and they recorded Heavy Trains Go By in spring and the song Miss You in November. This was a new version of Moments I Treasure. Still trying to find momentum and direction, the boys put the new songs aside and changed their band name to Songs from the Shore. And started working on an EP just for the heck of it. They called it Clouds and finished it in 6 months. They had 8 new songs, all with an airy feel to it. Heavenly guitars and angelical harmonies on a puff of light summer clouds. All roads come to an end.
My lost and lonely friend, don't let yourself give in.
For every word unspoken,
This empty hole is swimming ground for every word unspoken.
and the majestic finale, Washed Up, was on heavy rotation in their friends' CD players.
So we're waving goodbye, we're waving goodbye, we're waving goodbye.
This was way back in early 2004. Later that spring, they rounded up the other songs they had lying around, touched them up, and released them as a collection of songs just to get some sort of closure. Notable mentions: Through a Wall from the summer of 2002, and Pulse, an eerie piano-driven masterpiece. Spring turned to summer and a lot would change, and the times ahead would become known as the Dark Ages, a period of transition and chaos